Alright folks, welcome to today's super explosive story. Curly Hair made a jaw-dropping mistake, and by the time he realized the gravity of the situation, it was too late. Not only did he commit a major crime, but he killed someone. His dad rushed over in a panic, soon joined by Dasher and Black Boy. Seeing his brother's masterpiece, Dasher shook his head, knowing they shouldn't stay. He told Curly Hair to clean up and put Katie's prints on the weapon. This perfectly created the illusion that Katie was the killer. In the end, they forced Katie to take a powerful hallucinogen, and she just inside a mysterious box after a roller coaster ride. Katie woke up to find her hands bound by chains, and at that moment, Black Boy was enjoying himself until Curly Hair arrived and pushed him away. Katie begged for water, but was met with Black Boy's cruel treatment. Dasher stepped in and quelled the argument, tossing a blanket at Katie without a care, as if to say, "Here's your consolation prize." Katie's struggles against the chains were utterly futile, drowning in despair. Meanwhile, several noisy friends took turns giving her deep experience. They forced her to swallow drugs at intervals, attempting to turn her into an unconscious doll. One day, she noticed a glimmer of light through a window and reignited her hope. So, she decided to induce a gag reflex to throw up the drugs. Curly Hair entered, expecting a meltdown, unlocked the chains to teach Katie a lesson. Then, she aimed a metal canister at him. With one heavy blow, Curly Hair lost consciousness. Katie climbed out the window. Despite the cold, her survival instincts kicked in stronger. She frantically sought help on the streets, but no one understood her madness. Some even thought she was crazy until a cop finally noticed. But when Katie finished recounting her ordeal, the cop's response made her crumble. She was not in New York, but in Eastern Europe, Bulgaria. The cop didn't go after the criminals. Instead, he suspected she was high on drugs and wanted to take her to a doctor at a comedy show. She just wanted to seek help at the U.S. Embassy. A blonde lady walked in, seeming like a savior. She was the head of a rescue center, dedicated to helping poor girls. She promised to take Katie to the embassy and successfully led her out. However, she led Katie back to her own home under the pretense of changing clothes, and when Katie opened the door she saw the familiar basement. Katie's spirit broke. She escaped only to fall into the wolf's den again. The blonde was their mother. She sighed towards the heavens in despair as the father of the three brothers returned home that night, truly the king of perverts. He began torturing Katie mercilessly. Her begging was futile. The blonde, hearing her screams, shed crocodile tears. The torment lasted a full hour until the fat one finally left, satisfied, while Katie lay on the ground in despair, reduced to a human lump. Listening to the beast's mocking voice, Katie weakly reached out her hand, giving him a deadly stare, only to receive another round of insane torture. Katie lost her usefulness, and the villains, aiming to tie up loose ends, dug a hole in the basement to bury her alive. After everything wrapped up, they even discussed where to celebrate, as if nothing had ever happened. At this point, Katie prayed to God. Not wanting to die in such injustice, she wanted these scumbags to pay. Suddenly, there was a loud crash, and the box fell into a sewer. Astonishingly, Katie managed to escape. Bruised and battered, she drank sewer water and scavenged with a metal bucket to survive. All her efforts were aimed at revenge. One day, she accidentally opened an iron door that led into a red-tailed church, and the priest's food looked appetizing. The second time she hunted for food, the priest got her and kindly prepared clothes and food, not calling the police. The priest said she could come to him anytime she needed something, but Katie had lost faith in everyone. After half a month of recovery, she emerged from the sewers. But in front of the U.S. Embassy she hesitated. Because she hadn't avenged herself, her revenge plan started. She had been surveilling nearby. On this day, while they were out, she snuck in to steal cash to buy weapons. Her first target was none other than brave Curly Hair, who was enjoying afternoon tea and ironically found a cross in his. This left her astounded, as she noticed the girl she had killed previously watching her from a distance, so she hurriedly chased after her. She called Katie's name repeatedly, and suddenly a trap fell down, tightening around her neck. When Curly Hair woke up again, she found herself tied up tightly. Katie could have given her a lethal blow, but all she wanted was to torture her. Katie opened wounds all over her body and then smeared some sticky fluid resembling olive oil onto Curly Hair's wounds. Next up was Black Boy, who was at a bar enjoying herself, partying with the girls, completely oblivious to the impending danger. Katie secretly added the drug to her drink, and after taking just a sip, Black Boy's stomach turned, and she dashed to the restroom. But she couldn't do anything. She could only kneel and keep vomiting, and Katie landed a kick to send her sprawling. Then, grabbing the beast by the hair, she dunked her into sewage. But it wasn't enough. A dirty toilet awaited nearby. Ultimately, Black Boy left this world in gut-wrenching agony. Next, Katie set her sights on the fat one, who was participating in a dreadfully boring prayer service. Seeing Katie, she panicked about her secret being exposed and ran out. Just turned the corner, she was knocked out by Katie. When she woke up again, she found herself tied up and unable to move, while Katie wielded a stun gun and zapped her repeatedly. She begged to be spared, but in vain. Katie put a high-voltage wire in her mouth and connected it to a generator, filling the room with a burnt smell. Moments later, the fat one vanished. The blonde lady soon found her home in chaos, confused. However, gramophone music came from the basement. Curious, she approached and saw a large hole, shocking her. Don't forget to subscribe for more surprises waiting for you.